The restaurant forecasting, how to calculate formulas, methods, and more. So, for the key points in forecasting and restaurant management, so what are the importance of forecasting in restaurant management? Of course, accurate forecasting leads to better decision making. So it also helps optimize staffing, inventory, and operations. It prevents overstaffing and understaffing or understaffing, and then it improves customer satisfaction and profitability. For the first one, accurate forecasting leads to better decision making. So, of course, forecasting entails inventory management, or also it's connected with purchasing or procurement. So, when we have right forecasts, we are able to know how many quantities of products to order, and we can prevent understocking or overstocking, so we can maintain our inventory levels in appropriate manner. And it also helps us to know how many staff to be allocated on that certain operations. And with that, with the quantity of materials that are always in a standardized or always right, no overstocking or understocking. They're always getting what they want. Products are all available. No, staff are all over the place, and we can give speedy service and quality service to customers. So then, meaning to say, forecasting gives that value to that certain operation. So we can get total or improve customer satisfaction and of course profitability. Okay, so what do we mean by forecasting? So when we say forecasting, this is a process of predicting future sales or demand. So we are getting the predictions or having the predictions of sales in order for to use that on our future demand or on our future needs. So it also helps to plan for peak times and slow periods. So the number of the quantity of food to prepare or to cook, and also the staff as well. We can differentiate whether how many quantities for peak times and slow times. It also ensures adequate staffing and inventory, so we can allocate staff needed for a certain establishment for the day and inventory as well. It also improves operational efficiency. So with the right quantity of staff, no over understaffing or no overstaffing, meaning everybody can perform their task on the day specifically for them. So it will result to operational efficiency. So it also provides basis for strategic planning and decision making. So for this one, so as management, as part of the management team, you are also going to rely on the forecast that you have. So in terms of decision making, for example, for expansion, or for additional employees, for deduction of employees, if that so happen, So we can always base our decision making in terms of our strategies, in our forecasting. So it's essential that our forecast is accurate, our forecast is right, so that we cannot commit problems in the future. Next one is the factors affecting restaurant forecasting. So we have internal factors like the menu changes, promotions and marketing campaigns, changes in pricing, new product, introductions, changes in restaurant layout or seating capacity. So there are different factors, internal and external. And for the internal factors, these are the scenarios happening, or decisions happening within that establishment. Okay, so we can menu change, or we can change our menu. We can have marketing campaigns. We can change in price, in terms of our pricing of our products. We can introduce new products, no? We can change also our restaurant layout or seating capacity. So we need to match the layout of the establishment based on the number of the menu selections and the availability of products to offer. No, so if, for example, your menus are wide and it can accommodate 100 people per day, no, so you can decide to have a 100 seating capacity based on your menu. But if your menu is just limited, no, so it's not wide enough to have selections, no, for the customers. So of course you can adjust the seating capacity and the layout of your establishment based on the menu availability. No, and we can predict that through proper forecasting. No, we can decide on how many products to offer in our menu based on our market, no, based on our forecasted market, based on our researches or market research. Okay, so and also with that, no, we can decide on the price changes, no, as like what I've said a while ago, no, and we can introduce new products as well. Okay, so for the external factors, of course, all businesses contributes to the economic status of a certain place or a certain country where their businesses are located. So if they are profitable, they can able to contribute much on the economic conditions or the GDP, and they can help in the reduction of unemployment rate. Now, for the seasonal variations, no, extreme weather and events, of course, we need to be ready for this, like what happened during the pandemic, that restaurants did not oversee that certain scenario will come. So customers are afraid to go outside, and because they are mandated not to go outside. So the stocks are available in the restaurant and retail. So what will they do with the stocks? No. So the tendency is that all of those stocks will become perishable or will convert it into cost. No? So it's important that forecasting really prepares your store if there's a certain weather disruptions. Like nowadays, we have technology to predict that, and other problems that may arise. So what options you can choose. So for this moment, we have this food delivery applications in which all the restaurants or majority of the restaurants, even kiosks, are in that food delivery application so that their operations will continue, but the dine-in setting will just not be possible because of the certain situation, but they still have that sales, no, or the source of their profit, which is the delivery modes, or the delivery options for the customers. And then, of course, special events. If there are special events, you need to forecast time. Okay, so all the events, holidays are being posted in the calendars, so you do it in advance. So you need to have a proper forecasting with that or predictions with that in terms of the festivals and other sporting events, and of course regular holidays. And then for the competitor activities, so there are lots of competitors within our establishments or within or direct completing our establishments or even indirect. So we need to prepare for the new openings and promotions of those competitors. The demographic changes, of course, the demands now are changing, especially with the Gen Z population, the growth of population, the age distribution. We have lots of demands, requests, and it's not only about the price if we are the basis of our satisfaction, but of course the ambience, the total look of the establishment, if the establishment is well known. No, so that's the basis of the decision making nowadays. No, so we need to study those changes in the demographic of the markets. And then the social change or social trends, like the health trends and dietary preferences. So nowadays, people are more conscious about what to eat. So they opt to have healthy options when they dine in, or they look for healthy options when they dine in. So it's important that you offer that as well. And if not, no, you know what forecast you will do. No, since you do not have any healthy options, so you need to minimize, minimize some of the products to forecast so that you can save cost. No, or if you want, you can add some health options to cater those needs of the market. So those are the different factors affecting our. Those are the qualitative methods. No, so it's also important to consider this type of forecasting methods not just based on the quantity or the numerical figure, but on the researches and the studies or opinions of experts. Okay. Next method, quantitative method. So quantitative means we have numbers to consider, we have figures, we have data. So first method for quantitative is time series analysis. So analyzing historical data to identify pattern and trends, example, simple moving average, or what we call the SMA, calculate the average of the previous end period. So for instance, a 3-month simple moving average or SMA would be the average of the sales for the past 3 months. Okay. So next one is the exponential smoothing. So it has weights. No weights for the recent data more heavily than on the older data. The smoothing constant alpha determines the weight given to the recent. So for example, for the old data, you have 30% weight, no? And then for the new data, you have the 70% weight. So meaning you will get for example, for the the older data, you have 100, so you will get 30% of it, so that's 30. And then for example, for the new data, you have 200, you will get the 70% of it, so that's 140. So 140 plus 30 is equals to 170. Okay, so that's the example of exponential smoothing. Like for the SME, so you will just get the average. So for this one, you have weights, to allocate for the different types of data. Okay, and then next is causal modeling. So this is identification of relationship between dependent and independent variables. So for example, is a regression analysis. So you will use statistical techniques to model the relationship between variables. So you need to have to identify what are the dependent data and what are the dependent variable and what are the independent variables. So for an instance, so for the customer satisfaction, you have the independent variable, which is the ambience, the food, okay, and then you have the independent or the dependent variable, which are the number of customers coming into the establishment. Okay, so the demand of the customers. So you need to know or identify what are dependent and independent variables and use regression analysis to identify the relationship between those variables. Okay, and the next is econometric models using statistical techniques to analyze economic data. Example is the autoregressive integrated moving average or the ARIMA model, a popular time series model for forecasting. So it's also like the SME, but this one is the autoregressive integrated moving average. So it's all also about the average and getting the average of a certain data. Okay. Is what are the steps now in forecasting? Of course, you need to gather historical data, collect sales data, customer information, and other relevant metrics, and then identify patterns and trends, analyze data to identify seasonal variations and anomalies, select a forecasting method, choose a method that best suits your restaurant's needs and data availability. And the next is develop a forecast and apply the chosen method to historical data to predict future sales, and next is evaluate and refine. So you need to regularly review and update your forecast based on the actual results. Okay, so the tools for forecasting can be spreadsheets, Excel, Google Sheets, no? Simple for basic forecasting. You can also have software, no? Like the R and the Python with advanced analysis and modeling. And the restaurant management systems, this is a built-in forecasting tool, no, for restaurants. And the AI-powered forecasting tools, this can leverage machine learning for accurate predictions. So we have technology nowadays that can help us to speeding up our forecasting and to have an accurate forecast. So we need to maximize those tools. What are the different challenges and considerations in terms of forecasting? Of course, the data quality and repeatability. We need to make sure that the data are accurate and reliable. And the next is the uncertainty and variability. So it's all about the unexpected events and fluctuations. So we need to have solutions for this risk, no? And we need to have plans, strategic plans to overcome those unexpected happenings and like economic downturns or fluctuations. And then bias and subjectivity. So we need to avoid biases in data collection and analysis. So we need to really consult experts for their opinions. We need to also rely on quantitative data so as to have an accurate or right forecast. And then accuracy and reliability, we need to evaluate it, no, in terms of the summation of all the forecasts that we get, no, from the different types of methods. So we need to evaluate accuracy of our forecast. So if not, we can experience specific problems in the operations, no, and also worse is unsatisfied customers, okay, if we are not accurate with our forecast. Okay, so what are the best practices for forecasting? Of course, we need to regularly review and update our forecast. We need to incorporate external factors and trends, use a combination of methods for accuracy. No, and we need to evaluate and test different forecasting models, no, and then continuously improve our forecasting. Okay, so that's it for the restaurant forecasting. So kindly do your assignment, no, with regards to this technique. And then this is also included in your examination. So kindly study this. Okay, so this is my reference. Okay, thank you so much for your time and